Good morning, my dear students. Today we'll see the next topic, that is three-phase full controlled converter fed separately excited DC motor. Yesterday we have seen the half-phase half controlled converter fed separately excited DC motor. Okay, so let's come to the next point. That is the next topic, three-phase full controlled converter. So first we'll see the topology of the three-phase full controlled converter. So you can see this. So this is the topology of the three-phase full controlled converter. So there are six thyristors T1 to T5, T1 to T6, or six SCRs we have been used here. So T1, T4, T3, T6, T5, T2 connected in a parallel. With these SCR we have connected three phase, that is RYB, or else we call it as the ABC. Okay, so that is connected to the armature of the DC motor. So the armature includes the resistance, that is RA, LA, inductance, and the back EMF here. And the armature current I is flowing in a forward direction. So this is the VA, that is the output voltage or the armature voltage across the topology. Okay, so as we discussed yesterday, so here let us study continuous current operation first. Okay, here the discontinuous current operation is absent due to three phase supply here. Okay, let us consider first one continuous current operation. So look at the waveform first. Okay, so somewhat it is complicated, so be careful while studying this one. Okay, the x-axis indicates the angle here. Okay, x-axis indicates the angle, that is omega t. First we'll see the VAB, voltage across the line AB. It means the thyristor 1, that is T1, and T6 is on. Okay, when the supply is VAB, that is T1 to T6. Okay, you can see this. Okay, here we have mentioned that. So this is the first waveform. Okay, VAB, let us assume like that, the dotted lines. So similarly draw the next forward voltage, that is VBC. So upper I have represented here, so you can see these three, VAB, VBC, and VAC are the forward voltages. Okay, so after drawing the forward voltages, let us draw the reverse voltages of those VAB, VBC, and VAC. So below that underline I have drawn now here, VAB, this one, and this one, and this one. So these are the reverse voltages. Okay, so we'll see using the phasor diagram. Okay, so this is the VAB, that is the forward voltage. VAC, so or VCA is the again forward voltage, and VBC is the forward voltage. So these dotted line indicates the reverse voltages. VBA is the reverse voltage of VAB, and VAC is the reverse voltage of VCA, and similarly VCB is the reverse voltage of VBC. So I have drawn these reverse voltages by using this waveform. Okay, because if forward voltages are there, T1, T6 is on, similarly T2, T3, and T4, T5 are the forward voltages. When these thyristors are on, it will be forward direction. T5, T6, T1, T2, and T3, T4, these indicates the reverse voltages. Okay, so if you analyze this diagram or this topology, so you will get to know which thyristors are on at the time of forward and reverse voltages. Okay, so there are totally six thyristors we have been used here for drawing the three phase full controlled converter here. Okay, so then the average voltage of this will becomes the VA, that is the that will call it as the average voltage or the output voltage of the armature DC motor. Okay, then ripple frequency of the output voltage of the armature DC motor, I'm going to write it as 6F because 6 thyristors or 6 SCR is used in the topology. So 6F, F will be the input supply frequency. Okay. Then let us assume that. So first I will take this VAB as a reference voltage here. Okay. By assuming the VAB, VBC or VAC. These are the reference voltages because forward voltages are VAB, VBC and VAC. So first I am going to assume the VAB as a reference voltages. So let us write the output voltage VA. VA is equal to 1 by 2 pi by 6. Why we have written the 2 pi by 6? Because this is the one complete cycle for forward voltages. Pi and 2 pi are the 2 pi will be the one complete cycle. So that's why the in three phase the angle will be 2 pi. We have used the 6 topologies or 6 thyristors. That's why it will be 2 pi by 6 and integration of pi by 3 plus alpha. Why we have used the pi by 3 plus alpha? Because this line is there now. This is the angle when it will going to start. It means till that the current is 0. It starts increasing the angle here. So that's why you'll call it as the alpha here. Okay. The dotted line what I have indicated using the green line, green dot, that will be the alpha. It will start from that. Okay. Then so one more dotted line is there here. Okay. So this dotted line will indicates the triggering angle. So triggering this dotted line. Okay. So triggering angle, so that will be triggered when the reverse voltage will be existing in the topology or the circuit. Okay. So that's why it will be pi by 3 plus alpha to 2 pi by 3 plus alpha. So current starts increasing here, that is from pi by 3. Okay. From pi by 3 it is going to start increasing and you can see here this is the line. So it starts increasing here, sorry, here increases and again comes down, where it comes down up to 2 pi by 3 here. Up to here it will be negative or it will come down. So that's why pi by 3 plus alpha to 2 pi by 3 plus alpha. With we have taken the VAB as a reference voltage. So then its input signal will be VS. VS we are going to write it as VM sin omega t into sin omega t. Is it right? This is the simultaneous supply voltage. So that we are going to write it is here Vm sin omega t with respect to angle d of omega t. Then if you simplify this average output voltage VA, then we will get as 3 Vm divided by pi into cos pi by 3 plus alpha minus cos 2 pi by 3 plus alpha. So let us simplify this equation. We will get the simplified average output voltage, that is VA is equal to 3 Vm by pi into cos alpha. Okay. So let us come to the next point. So here in this previous equation, so in this equation Vm will be the peak of line voltage. So that we are going to write it as root 2 into VLL. So then the average output voltage or average armature voltage will be VA is equal to 3 into root 2 into VLL by pi into cos alpha. Okay. Then we know that using the back EMF in the topology, so we know the average voltage VA is equal to IA into RA plus back EMF. Then as we discussed earlier, so in this three-phase full controlled converter, we don't have any discontinuous current operation. So let us discuss the directly speed torque characteristics. So okay, speed torque characteristics, then we are going to write it as omega m is equal to 3 Vm by pi into cos pi divided by k into pi minus t into Ra divided by k pi whole square. So this is some constant. Okay, the flux. So then we'll draw the speed torque characteristics. So this is the at alpha 0, alpha 30 and alpha 60, alpha 80. Okay, so this line will be the no load speed, that is alpha is equal to 90 degree. So let us now see as we know there will be no discontinuous current operation in the three-phase full controlled converter. So we'll see multi-quadrant operation of the separately excited DC motor, how it is going to occur in the in three-phase converter. So first we'll see using the mechanical reversible switch in the armature winding. So let us let us see that. So we have the SCR here. So for that SCR we are going to connect the armature winding. Okay, so that armature winding as a switching operation. So R switch and S switch, okay, connected with each other, and the current is flowing, that is the armature current in forward direction. Okay, so we'll see in other form how the reversibles, how we are going to change from one quadrant to other quadrant. So that is, in we basically we know that in multi quadrant operation the first quadrant indicates the forward motoring. Okay, in second quadrant it is forward braking, in third quadrant it is reverse motoring, and in fourth quadrant it will be a reverse braking. So we all know that. Okay, so how we are going to change the operation? It will be reversible if it is a forward operation. So how we are going to change from forward to reverse operation? Let us see. Let us assume this. Okay, so we have the switch here. We have the switch that is connected to the armature, and that armature is connected again with one more switch. So that we are connected with one point B. I'll call it as the point B, and this I'm going to connect with point A. Okay, because here the one switch is connected to at point A and the one more point is connected to at point B. So that's why we have connected one point A and one point B here also, because this is the forward operation here. Okay, so this operation we are changing with the reversible operation. Okay, so for that here we have connected one R here. Okay, the one more switch, and again we have connected here one more switch. So this I will call it as R and R dash, this F and F dash. This NC and NO indicates the normally closed switch and normally open switch. Okay, so now it is a forward motoring in the first quadrant, so we need to change from forward to reverse motoring. Okay, so it means from first quadrant to third quadrant, how it is going to happen. So let us see. So in first, what happens when the motor is in forward direction? The F and F dash will be on here. Okay, F and F dash will be on. The voltage or current is flowing in this direction. Okay, so it means it will be in a forward motoring. It means initially when the current is 0, it starts increasing. We have seen here. Okay, so in this slide we have seen here when thyristor 1 and T1 and T6 is on, so it starts increasing. Okay, signal will start increasing. This, the waveform will be like this. Okay, waveform will be like this. So this is the reference line here. So this dotted line we have shown in the graph. So if you once understand, that is fine. Okay, so when first point, when the alpha, the advance alpha, it means the angle, because initially the angle will be 0 no, so that's why when angle is 0, then armature current starts increasing. So till alpha, the armature current is 0 here. Okay, so it means it is in the first quadrant, that is the in forward motoring. So when we change it from NC to NO, normally closed switch to normally open circuit, now the current starts flowing from R to R dash through armature winding here. So this is the point A and this is the point B. Okay, this is the point A and this is the point B. It starts switching from NC to NO. So the current is flowing from R to R dash through the armature winding. So in that reason, the current starts reverse in the armature winding. So then by the reversible switch, these are the reversible switch R and R dash here. Okay, so then that operation will comes under the forward braking. It already come from the forward motoring to the forward braking system in the second operation. So then second point will be reverse the armature connection by the reversible switch. Okay, so then after it is comes in the braking operation, so then again it starts, it means in the maximum value of alpha, it gradually starts reducing the alpha to break the motor of the constant current, because we need the constant current at the end of the reverse motoring or the operation of the motoring here. So that's why we have to maintain the we have to maintain the constant current here. Okay, we have to maintain the constant current. To maintain the constant current, so if you maintain the constant current, then the current is positive here, then the armature current is always positive. If the current is positive, that is in the forward direction, the in the third quadrant, that is in reverse motoring, the torque is always negative. If the torque is negative, then the power in the third quadrant will be negative. It means reverse, gradually it starts decreasing here. Okay, so then we have achieved that from forward motoring to the reverse motoring, how it is going to happen in the multi-quadrant operation of a separately excited DC motor. So this is the operation. So this we have discussed in this class. Okay, thank you. If you have any doubts, feel free to contact me. Okay, thank you one and all.